Imagine you're sitting in a cozy cafe, a warm cup of coffee in hand, and you're diving deep into the world of business strategy. You know, the kind of conversation that makes you rethink how companies operate and why they make the choices they do. Today, I want to talk about something that might seem counterintuitive at first, the idea that a sustainable strategic position requires trade-offs. It's a mouthful, right? But stick with me, because this is where it gets interesting. Let's start with a simple truth. No company can be everything to everyone. Think about it. If a business tries to cater to every single customer out there, it ends up diluting its brand and losing its unique value proposition. This is where trade-offs come into play. To carve out a sustainable competitive advantage, a company must focus on a specific set of customers and deliver something unique that meets their needs better than anyone else can. Picture a high-end fashion brand. They cater to a specific audience that values exclusivity and personalized service. To do this, they charge higher prices and invest significantly in customer experience. On the flip side, a mass market retailer might focus on affordability and accessibility, sacrificing some of that personal touch. Each choice reflects a trade-off. You can't have it all, and that's the crux of the matter. Now, let's consider geographic focus. A company that zeroes in on a local market might pour resources into building strong relationships and infrastructure in that area. Meanwhile, a business that aims for a global market will need to invest heavily in a supply chain that spans continents. Each path requires sacrifices. It's not just about what you want to do, it's about what you're willing to let go of to achieve your goals. So, how do companies navigate these trade-offs? It all starts with understanding the target customer. What do they need? What are their pain points? This deep understanding helps businesses make informed decisions about where to allocate resources and how to position themselves in the market. But it's not just about the customers. Companies must also keep an eye on the competitive landscape. Who are the main players? What are their strengths and weaknesses? Knowing this helps companies identify where they can stand out. And here's the kicker, they have to be willing to make tough choices. There's no perfect solution, and sometimes the choices are downright painful. Let's dig a little deeper into some examples of these trade-offs. Take the classic dilemma of price versus quality. The company might need to decide whether to offer a lower price point to attract a larger audience or to invest in higher quality to build a premium brand. This is a fundamental trade-off that can define a company's strategy. Then there's the focus versus breadth debate. Should a company hone in on a specific market segment, or should it cast a wider net? Each approach has its merits, but they also come with their own sets of sacrifices. And let's not forget innovation versus efficiency. Companies often face the choice of investing in new technologies and ideas or streamlining operations to cut costs. This is a balancing act that can make or break a business. Now, why do these trade-offs exist in the first place? One reason is the inconsistency that can arise in a company's image or reputation. If a brand is known for one type of value, trying to deliver something entirely different can confuse customers and damage trust. For instance, think about a brand like Ivory Soap, which has carved out its identity as a simple, affordable daily soap. If it suddenly tried to shift gears and compete with Neutrogena's premium, medically oriented reputation, it would face an uphill battle. Another reason for trade-offs lies in the activities themselves. Different roles require different configurations, skill sets, and management styles. This means that the very nature of what a company does can create inherent trade-offs. For example, a company like IKEA has streamlined its operations to save costs by having customers assemble their own furniture. While this keeps prices low, it also makes it harder for them to cater to customers who might want a more hands-on, personalized shopping experience. But here's the kicker, trade-offs can also stem from internal coordination and control limitations. When a company's leadership clearly defines its goals and strategies, it helps align the entire organization. However, if a business tries to meet every customer's needs, it can create confusion and chaos among employees making day-to-day decisions. Now, let's take a look at a real-world example, Continental Airlines and its attempt to straddle the market with Continental Light. They wanted to compete with low-cost carriers like Southwest while maintaining their full-service model. The result? A muddled strategy that led to significant losses and ultimately the firing of their CEO. They tried to do too much at once, and in the end, they couldn't effectively balance both approaches. This brings us back to the core idea. Trade-offs are essential to strategy. They force companies to make choices and intentionally limit what they offer. Without these trade-offs, there would be no need for strategy, and every company would simply be a copycat of the other. So, what does this mean for businesses today? It means that in order to create a sustainable strategic position, companies must embrace the idea of making sacrifices. They need to prioritize what truly matters and be willing to let go of less critical aspects of their business. It's about understanding that short-term gains might need to be sacrificed for long-term success. In conclusion, a sustainable strategic position requires trade-offs. It's a complex dance that involves understanding customer needs, assessing the competitive landscape, and making tough choices. While these trade offs can be challenging, they are ultimately necessary for businesses committed to making a positive impact in the world. By adopting a sustainable strategic position, companies can not only succeed but also contribute to a better future for everyone. So, the next time you think about a brand or company, consider the trade offs they've made to get where they are. It's a fascinating journey, and it's one that shapes the very fabric of our business landscape.